Welcome to Brand of the Dead, where we bring brands to life. I'm Rob, and this is the third part in a series of how to establish your brand mission. In the first part, we asked why you're starting your brand. In the second part, we talked about your brand values and how to figure out what they are. So in the third part, we're actually going to write down a mission statement for our brand. So if you've not watched the first two videos, go back and watch those now. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. In the next series we'll be going through the brand vision, and with that let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video. So as I mentioned, we're going to be writing down our mission, or trying to craft it a little bit. What you'll need is your brand values that you wrote down from the last hopefully you did the exercise, you wrote down your brand values, and we'll be using these to write a mission statement for your brand. So in this video it'll be another practical one. We'll be doing it for Brand of the Dead, and hopefully this will give you an idea of the process of writing down your mission statement. So I will get back to the drawing board. As you can see, I've got the values over to the left just so I've got a good reference, and now I am going to start by establishing a mission statement. So if we look at our values, one of the top one, well, in fact, at the core is the people. So we want to serve people, and how do we want to serve people? It's by educating them. So we want to teach. So mission is a very action oriented or orientated, depending whether you're from the UK or US, orientated. Mission is very action orientated. So any verbs that you can get from your values, so for education, the verb would be to teach. So let's just write down an idea. We want to teach people, because they're at the heart of the brand, how to build a brand, and one of the other parts is the accessibility. We want it to be easy, we want it to be simple, step by step, and free. So teach people how to build a brand from scratch, step by step. Now, if I'm looking at this and I read that it's a little bit long-winded, with your mission you want to try and keep it as simple as possible so that it's really easy to understand when you tell someone what the mission is. So I don't know whether in this mission statement, teach people how to build a brand from scratch, step by step, I don't think I need to say from scratch. I think that's already kind of assumed, because if you're doing it step by step, you assume that you're going to start with the first step. So I'm going to scratch from scratch, pun not intended. So from that we've got teach people how to build a brand step by step. And what we might want to do is just come up with a few more ideas, because I actually do like that, but you should never really just go with your first idea. Even if you end up going back to it later on, you should probably come up with a few different ideas. So one of the other parts of the accessibility was free. So we still want to teach people for free how to build a brand. Sorry if you can hear my stomach grumbling, it's lunchtime. To teach people for free how to build a brand step by step. Now the step by step is quite important to me, because it implies that it's a simple process rather than looking at when you try and look at things too holistically, it can get quite overwhelming. So if we're doing it step by step, I think it does imply that it's going to be quite simple and digestible. So to teach people for free how to build a brand step by step. And then, so we've got the practicality. So I'm going to put another idea. So let's just put these into bullet points, because what you're going to be doing is these videos are going to be practical, and you're going to put into practice with an action what I teach in these videos. So what we might want to do is to teach people with practical tips and actions to teach people with practical tips and actions how to build a brand step by step. So what we might want to do with this is try and condense it a bit, because it is quite long-winded. To teach people practical tips and actions how to build a brand step by step. So what I think we can do with that is to teach people step by step with practical action. To teach people step by step with practical tips. Teach people how to build a brand with step by step tips and advice, or something like that. So let's condense to teach people how to build a brand, because that is essentially the goal. So we'll start with the end in mind. We'll start with the goal: to teach people how to build a brand. So this will lead people into this is what will hopefully attract people, is they want to learn how to build a brand, and then we'll figure out the why they want to choose you for that brand. So start with what they'll get, and then why they should choose you. So to teach people how to build a brand with step by step tutorials. I don't know whether that's too vanilla or a little bit boring. To teach people how to build a brand with step-by-step tutorials, but it's simple and it's easy to relay to other people. So what have we got up to now? We've got to teach people how to build a brand step by step, to teach people for free how to build a brand step by step, to teach people with practical tips and actions how to build a brand step by step, and to teach people how to build a brand with step-by-step tutorials. Now, like I mentioned with the first one, when I said from scratch, I think it was implied with the step-by-step that it would be from scratch, and I think the actions, the tutorials part of it, and the teach implies the teaching part and the step-by-step implies that it will be practical, that there will be tutorials, so maybe we don't need the tutorials, and essentially we've duplicated the first one to teach people how to build a brand step step by step, so it makes sense. So you can adjust your mission as you evolve, because brands do evolve. So your mission, although right now you might think this is the mission, this is what we're going to do, in the future that might change, because as your brand evolves, we went through this in my old company, the brand evolved and you change. It does happen. It will most likely happen to you, and you can then adjust the mission to fit that change. So I think for now I'm going to stick with to teach people how to build a brand step by step, because it's simple. It does infer that we're going to do it from scratch, and that there will be practical applications, because we're doing it step by step. So the Brand of the Dead mission statement is to teach people, I'll write a little to teach people how to build a brand step by step. So again, your action point is to generate your mission statement based on the values. You can spend a bit more time than I did creating this. Being transparent, I am thinking about this stuff all the time, so I'd already had some thoughts in my head about what the mission statement might be, but I'd not written anything down as of yet. So spend some time thinking about it, but the action point is to write your mission statement, and then this will then lead on to the next video series, which is going to be about creating your vision, projecting what you want your brand to be in the future. The mission is the driving force behind it, but the vision is more of what it looks like in the real world. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to get notified when I post a new one. And let's bring our brands to life, and thank you for watching.